Zeldathon. Today, I'll be running the Shadow Prince with the assistance of Lindsay Pez and Knight of Hylia, and of course the help of you. So how this works is like a choose your own adventure game, and when we have options we need to do, we will ask chat for donations, and whomever donates first with the next instruction, we will follow that instruction, and hopefully get Link through the entire book. So if any Zeldathon team members out there want to sit down and listen to the story, you're more than welcome to join. And other than that, we shall begin. It says, Dear Zeldathon, you are about to guide me through a great adventure. As you read this book, you will help me decide where to go and what to do. Whether I succeed or fail is up to you. At the end of every chapter, you will make choices that determine what happens next. Special puzzles will help you decide what I should do, if you can solve them. The chapters in this book are in special order. Sometimes you must go backwards, sometimes you must go forward, if you know what I mean. Along the way, you'll find many different items to help me with my quest. When you read what I have found, such as a clock, you'll see a box like the one below. But that's okay. Oh, we have the camera, sorry. Camera back here, like the one below. And good luck, your fellow Triforce protector, Link. And so Lindsay Paz will be keeping track of the inventory and points. And Knight will be helping us with our puzzles today. All right, so now we begin. Deep in the Hyrulean forest, a moblin slithers stealthily through the trees to a small clearing. They're on their way, boss, the squat, bulldog-faced ogre hisses. A larger moblin, the leader of his band of the evil wizard Ganon's minions, wipes a warm splotch of ooze from his chest. Are you sure it's Link and Princess Zelda? The scout nods. Hunting, he says, showing yellow fangs and a grin. Heh. Shut up. The moblin chief cuffs the scout in the head. They're coming. Partners in slime, he calls, lurching to his feet. Hop to it. If we let our leader down, you can be sure he'll let down our heads. The wood comes alive with the grunts of moblin. Tiny eyes gleam and dogs' mouths drool as a hideous horde prepares for battle. Okay, let's go, the chief commands. And remember, take no prisoners, shouts one of the troops. The moblin boss scowls. That's take prisoners, idiot, he yells. They clatter into the dark wood, birds caw, wild animals growl. After a short walk, the chief raises his hand. His troops come to an abrupt halt, utter silence falls. Moblin can be very quiet when they want to be. Walking through a clearing, a bow and arrow slung over her shoulders, Princess Zelda, the young heir to the throne of Hyrule. Her long, blonde hair... shines in a stray shaft of light. 2 steps behind is Zelda's best friend, Link. Though he isn't yet 20, Link is already known as the greatest warrior in all of Hyrule. Did you hear something? Zelda asks, stopping suddenly. Hear something, Link replies. Zelda scowls. Do you have to repeat everything I say? Repeat everything you say, Link grins. I'm not in the mood for jokes, Link. I have a strange feeling Ganon and his forces might be lurking around here. Oh, Link cries, lurking. Pretty big word, Zel. Been hitting the books again? Before Zelda could think up a good retort, there is a grunt, then the rasping voice of Moblin Boss. Get them! Princess Zelda's eyes go wide. From all sides, a green mob pours out of the woods, waving spears and screaming war cries. See? Zelda cries. Moblin! Okay, well maybe you're right, Link says. Zelda and Link jump behind a rock. Zelda draws her bow and arrows and begins firing, while Link uses his trusty sword to keep away monsters that might try to sneak up behind them. Swish! One down, Link shouts. Whiz! Thunk! Arrgh! A pirate moblin hits the dirt. 2, calls Zelda. Nice shot, Zel, Link cries. Zelda smiles, aims, and fires again. Bullseye! Another moblin falls, and another to the bite of Link's blade. But the enemies keep coming. Soon, Zelda has only 3 arrows left, and Link's sword arm is getting very tired. Zing! Thwack! Swish! Another hit, but now Zelda has only 2 more arrows. Then 1. Then none. Link glances around. A cluster of boulders behind them blocks any chance of escape. Moblins are on all sides, close enough to smell. Suddenly, a large rock flies through the air. Duck! Link cries. Too late. The rock glances her head and Zelda falls down, stunned. You dirty rats, Link cries, racing out from his hiding place. Link trips and tumbles to the ground. When he looks up, he's staring into the beady eyes of Moblin. The dog-faced creature pants eagerly as he moves in for the kill. But then Link hears drumming hoofbeats off in the forest, followed by a man's voice. Move aside, mutts, or taste steel. Link and Zelda get 200 points for destroying the Moblin. Turn to page 114. I need to count. All right. Link looks up as a tall, dark man jumps off a white horse. All the Moblin freeze in their tracks, terrified. The one hovering over Link drops his knife. Be gone, the stranger commands. The Moblin seems in shock. Whimpering, they begin to slink out of the clearing. Let's see. Hey, how did he do that? Link wonders. Moblins don't scare easily. He gazes at the stranger, awed. Just then, a brave Moblin leaps at the stranger. The man greets his flying body with a closed fist. Thunk! The beast sails across the clearing and crashes headlong into a tree on the far side. Wow, Link gasps. The other Moblin has seen enough. The woods fill with shrieks and curses as they push and shove their way to a noisy retreat. Are you all right, son? The man asks, jumping off his horse and helping Link to his feet. Oh, I'm fine, thanks, Link replies. He is a little stung at being called son, especially since the stranger doesn't look much older than himself. I was about to turn that Moblin into a dog kebab when you showed up, he adds defiantly. The stranger smiles. I suppose that's why he was standing over you with a knife at your throat. But who is this, he continues, spotting Zelda. He strides over, kneels at her side, and cradles her head gently in his strong hands. In a second, Zelda's eyes flutter open. A look of surprise passes over her face as the stranger gazes into her eyes. Then she shakes her head quickly, as if clearing cobwebs from her mind. Who are you? Turn to page 37. Just some guy who happened along and took care of our Moblin problems, Link says. Anyways, thanks, mister. The man winks. When you're a man, it's clear you won't be needing any help, lad. Right. Link is growing eager to part company with this irritating stranger. We'll be seeing you. Ignoring Link, the man smiles at Zelda. Charles of Moria at your service, he says. Moria? Zelda lets Charles help her to her feet. I've never heard of it. Oh, it's far away, Charles says. I've been traveling for months, doing good deeds as part of Morian custom. When I've done enough, I'll go home and be King Charles. Zelda nods, impressed. King, eh? Link scowls and looks over the man. Clasped around his neck is an ornate gold necklace with an oddly shaped turquoise stones fitted into the metal. They look like runes, but a kind Link has never seen before. What do those runes mean? Link asks. Nothing, Charles says. The necklace is an ancient relic from Moria. It's been passed down in my family for generations. Say, Zelda exclaims, why don't you come back to North Castle with Link and me? My father, the king, would love to meet you. Zelda, Link warns. That's just then. Zelda clasps at her hand to her head. I feel, she murmurs. Then she slumps back down to the forest. Link rushes to her side. Are you okay? Zelda nods. I'm just a little dizzy. You can't make the trip to the castle alone, Charles says firmly. I'll take you. You'll take her? Link says. Wait a second. I gotta think this through. All right, so now it says, solve the puzzle for a clue about what's coming up. If Sir Charles goes to the North Castle, he'll make trouble for someone. Read the runes to find out who that person is. Cross out all of the paired runes. Are we good?
I'm getting there.
Okay. Okay. We must cross out all of the paired runes. Looks like maybe... Actually, yeah. You get no hints.
Okay. No, that is not. That's a Z. That's an I. That's what?
All right, and while Knight figures this out, we have some options for chat. If you think Link should let Charles help him take Zelda to the castle, is one option. Or should we run to the castle for help? So the first donor gets to choose what the selection will be.
These shapes are too similar.
Well, it would also, I can give you some additional instructions. As soon as you cross out the paired runes, then cross out the rune with the most sides. But I guess you can't do that until the paired runes are removed.
That's that. 5, 6.
All right, if you'd like to run to Castle for help, donate and let us know. And if you'd like to have Link let Charles help, then put that in your donation message as well.
Okay, I have letters for all of them.
Okay, great. Now cross out the paired runes.
What do you mean by paired?
I don't know. Maybe the other ones.
There are 2 of each.
If there's 2.
Yep.
And then. Two of those. 2 of those. So I'm scrambled. So apparently I'm scrambled this thing. So what's this supposed to say?
We don't know.
Then unscramble the letters to learn the name of the person Charles will. Oh.
Yeah.
Apparently we have Kinga. There's an A. But I assume it means king. According to this puzzle.
All right.
All right.
Great. All right. So, no donations for a solution.
That's a donation. I got
Awesome.
it.
Wait, cool.
So we got a $1 donation. Thank you from Nickaway, who says Charles isn't even a Zeldari name. Leave this sucker.
All right. So we're going to run to the castle for help. It sounds like.
Yes.
All right. So we're going to turn to page 118. Maybe. Okay. Here we go. I'd better go for help, Link decides. Zelda shouldn't be moved until a doctor has looked at her head. Besides, I don't like the idea of bringing a total stranger to the palace. For all we know, this man could be one of Ganon's spies. Link runs away to the palace. Not even pausing to catch his breath, he races into the infirmary and drags the doctor back to the forest, explaining as they go. Hurry it up, Link says as the plump physician puffs along behind him. Zelda keeps fainting. But when they dash into the clearing, Zelda is on her feet. Oh, Link, she says excitedly. You should have seen Charles just now. 3 dark nuts jumped out of the woods at us, all at once. I was too dizzy to help, but Charles beat one of them, and the other 2 just ran away in fear. All they left behind was a bunch of rubies. Rubies, okay. They dropped. Charles, a wizard with a sword. The doctor eyes Sir Charles. Nice work, he says admiringly. Link tries not to feel too envious. Doctor, see if Zelda is all right, he says. Oh, I'm fine, Zelda bubbles. Really, Link, you shouldn't worry too much. The doctor examines Zelda's head, scratches his chin, and licks at Link. It's nothing, Link. Just a little bump. You got me to come all this way out here for this? Oh, let's all go home, Zelda says. Charles has agreed to come for a visit. I can't wait to introduce him to my father. Link frowns. This is not my day, he mutters, lingering behind to pick up the rubies that are scattered on the ground. He follows the others towards North Castle. So Link gets 100 points for the rubies. Turning to page 92. As they make their way towards the palace, Link falls further and further behind his companions, thinking hard. A lot of weird things have happened since Charles has showed up, he said. First, there was the way those moblins just melted away when he told them. The moblin outnumbered him at least 20 to 1. They could have beaten him. Link scowls. And then there's the matter of the dark nuts in the woods. I've never heard of a dark nut appearing outside of a cave or a castle. Why are they turning up in our forest all of a sudden? He shakes his head. There are a lot of questions, but no answers yet. At last, the group reaches the majestic North Castle. Its tall turrets gleam in the setting sun. The Hyrule flag waves briskly in the early evening breeze. Dinner is just being served as Zelda, Link, and Charles walked into the banquet hall. The king, an elderly man with a flowing white beard, sits at the far end of the enormous table in an ornate golden chair. "So there you are," he says. "Link, Zelda, what took you so long?" "Nothing serious, father," Zelda replied. "We got held up by a gang of moblins. And along the way, we bumped into this man. Meet Sir Charles of Moria." The king calls for another chair, and the three latecomers take their seats. "What an interesting piece of jewelry," the king remarks, pointing to Charles's necklace. "Is it magic?" "This old thing," Charles says with a flick of his hand. "No magic here. My great-aunt gave it to me. It's a keepsake." Says the king. "May I see it?" "Begging your highness's pardon, I'd rather you didn't. According to Morian lore, I'm not supposed to take it off until I'm king. You see, it's an ancient legend." Before Charles can finish, Dowser, the court hound, runs into the banquet hall. "Dowser!" Link cries. The dog licks his face, then Zelda's. All right. But when he comes to Charles, he growls, showing teeth. "Easy, boy," Zelda says with a laugh. "This is a new friend, Charles of Moria." Dowser growls again. Then suddenly, he lunges for Charles's throat. Zelda has to pull the dog back. Charles laughs nervously, a protective hand at his throat. "Good doggy," he says. Link's brow wrinkles. An idea is brewing in his mind. Funny, he thinks. Dowser is always nice to new people. I wonder what it is about this guy that he doesn't like. Could it be? And we have to solve another puzzle from page 94. Or 95, thank you. We have to figure out what Link believes Dowser doesn't like about Charles. Start with the word head. Use the clues to change one letter at a time and form new words. The last word will tell you what upset Dowser so much. And once we do that, we get to turn to page 68.
We have head. And now I need one letter to make something to do with books.
Okay. Read.
Read. And then reed, R-E-E-D, for a tall swamp grass. Now, to smell very badly, reek. A quick look.
Peek.
A bird bite.
Peck.
Lace. It says just equal L-A-C-E.
I don't know.
Huh?
Maybe pace? No, that's 2 letters away.
Head, read, reek, peek, peck. Equals lace.
This is just way too hard.
Show chat.
Yeah,
See if we can
chat.
Can you solve what the last word is? It's a 1-letter difference from the one above it.
Pink? Nope, can't be pink.
Nope, that's 2 letters.
Okay.
So what's this puzzle for again?
To see why Dowser does not like Charles.
So what's on him that equals lace? That
Necklace.
Necklace.
Oh. So I didn't hear the secret
So-
man behind the camera. I didn't hear him.
So he doesn't like the necklace.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Chad. Thank you, Organics. All right. So page 68. During dinner, Charles regales the king and his guests with tales of travel. And then there was the time I slew 20 Octoroks with a swing of my axe. Very impressive, the king comments. Isn't he great, Zelda puts in. Link scowls. What's so great about that, he thinks. Octoroks are easy prey. When the meal is over, Link has an idea. He says to the king, "It's been a while since we've had an indoor archery match." The king scratches his beard. "You're right, Link. How about it, Charles?" Quickly, the targets are set up at the opposite end of the long hall. Link smiles. "I can't wait to show this guy a thing or two. His bragging is gross." Turn to page 82. The entrants line up along the wall. Link takes his place at the end of the line. The crowd cheers on the archers. The king calls, "Let the match begin." To the blare of trumpets, a tall, bearded man steps forward and faces his target. Bow up. Whiz! Thunk! The arrow pierces the target near the bullseye. The bearded man beams. And so it goes, each knight taking only one shot. The target is tiny, and the room long. Though many of the archers come close, none hits the bullseye exactly. His heart pounding, Link impatiently waits his turn. Charles steps forward, then pauses. Zelda, he asks, will you hold my scarf for luck? It's Morian custom. Zelda smiles. Of course. Yuck, Link mumbles. The crowd noise falls to a soft murmur as Charles raises his mighty bow. He knocks an arrow to the string, squints, and lets fly. Sift! Bullseye! The king cries. The spectators cheer. Yay? Okay.
Yay.
Yay! All right. Charles shrugs modestly as the king pumps his hand. Beautiful shot, the king exults. Well, Charles says, I do my best. Link frowns. Unless he can defeat Charles, his reputation as Hyrule's mightiest warrior will be endangered. He glances over his sheaf of arrows. Which should I choose? Before he can make up his mind, an old bent woman in a black dress hobbles towards him. It's Zelda's nurse Impa. Link, she says, use this. She shoves a green arrow into his hand. Why? Link asks. Impa pinches Link's cheek. Magic, she says, and she disappears into the crowd. Link, says the king, you're next. All right, so we have another puzzle to solve. Page 84 or 85.
Hold on, I need to get a green marker for the green arrow.
Ah, very nice.
Okay, what's this puzzle?
All right, in the word search are hidden the names of many people, creatures, and places Link has encountered so far in this adventure. Words go forward, backward, diagonally, up, and down. Circle each as you find it. The leftover letters spell out the color of the arrow most likely to bring Link harm.
Oh. Okay, so I found Moblin.
Mm-hmm. And chat, if Link has a red dark nut arrow and you think he should use it, turn to page 116, so there's an option. If you think he should choose Impa's green arrow, please let us know. Or if you think he should choose his usual blue arrow, please let us know in your donation message.
Charles.
Oh, Charles is
Taking him a whole
sneaky.
diagonal.
Yep.
Our favorite Zelda character,
So
Charles.
King. We got the king. I found Impa, who's backwards.
Cool.
I don't know what other words I should be looking for.
How about Link?
Where's Link?
Maybe like the bottom?
Oh, I don't do word searches. They're my give me anything but word searches.
Well, we've got colors, it looks like, as well.
Yes. So, any other characters we met?
Let's see, we've got Darknut, Moblin, Charles, Dowser. Is Dowser in there?
Dowser. That's a good question. No.
I don't see it.
Perman, you said Darknut's not going to be in here. It's too
Nope.
long. Moblin was in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I do see in here the words blue,
Green.
red, and red.
And green.
And currently, the letter red is taken up by Charles and green's up by Moblin.
Okay.
So blue is the one that's not attached to another word in this word search that I can find.
All right.
Unless chat can see any words I'm missing.
I got one you missed.
Oh, thank you, guys.
On the middle row, there's Hyrule going backwards.
Oh.
Wow.
There's
All
some
right.
real trick
We're on
ones.
top of this.
That doesn't affect the colors.
No, but apparently it's the letters left over that spell things out.
Oh, so we need.
Well, it's the color that will most likely harm him. So if the only one untouched is blue,
Then blue is a bad idea.
Yeah, because I don't know any other. Chat. Unfortunately.
always on top of it. Appreciate
That's
the
not
assistance.
in here. Okay, so it looks like blue is the only one untouched.
Okay,
Left over in
so
colors.
it sounds like blue will bring him harm. So I heard we have some donations. So let's find out
Alright,
what our option
so-
should be.
The first donation we got, since this says use blue arrow.
Oh
Well, no.
All right then.
Besides that, the rest are.
Our neck.
No, they are.
Donations
They are
for
not.
it?
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So we had some from earlier and from Motion out for the 4 sword donations for their debts and ranks. Thank you very much. we have Sergey Brokviev, $50 saying, Bonic and Lindsay, imagine
Sergey.
my surprise when I opened Twitch and saw both of you on the front page.
Nice.
Love you
Welcome.
guys. Have fun and good luck.
Thank
you
you.
so much. We had $5 from Duckling saying, hello, Zeldathon. I just woke up to head to eat and was hoping to see 3 of my favorite people on TV. Especially Knight, who was so fun to play with at Kirby-thon. I'm watching all marathon from my play seat. Hello from Infotino Duck and Duckling. Thank you so much. And then $1 from Sevi Celebnar, the Blue Arrow.
Okay.
Everyone wants that.
Everybody
Unless
likes
you're in
that.
chat and want to change your answer now that I solved the puzzle.
All right.
He still says the Blue Arrow.
Still the blue arrow. Okay, well, here we go. The blue arrow feels cold and heavy in Link's hand. It possesses no magic, but Link knows he must defeat Charles fairly. Besides, Link's good name would be ruined if he resorted to magic. But Charles's shot was near perfect. Fingers shaking, Link steps up to the line. Link, Amanda yells, you can do it! Bullseye, Link, cries another. Link feels his heart pumping. The crowd is behind him. He can't let them down. He squints toward the bullseye. It is a mere black pinpoint on the other side of the room. Quiet, please, the king says. The room is still. Link draws his bow, willing his hand to stop shaking. The string is as far back as it can go. He raises his arm a bit higher and then lets go. The blue arrow shoots across the room. Thunk! The crowd surrounds the target. The head judge fights them off, and the king approaches with Link and Charles close behind. Then there is a gasp. The crowd clears away, revealing the target. Link's arrow is a hair to the left of the bullseye. Good shot, Charles says to Link. Link just shakes his head. Charles is the winner, calls the king. In second place, Link. Impa taps Link on the shoulder. I told you to use my magic arrows, Link. I thought I could win it fairly, Link moans. Impa glances at Charles, now shaking hands with the king. Magic is strong within that man, she whispers. Link nods. I agree. The question is his magic good or evil? Link gets 100 points for coming in second in the archery contest. He also gets $100 for the beauty contest he won as well. By
Wait,
the
what is
community
that?
chest.
Wait.
No, I'm joking. He gets, so we should be up to what, 300? 400? Okay. I can't math. That's why I read. Or I'm not paying attention to my own game. Okay, thank you. The king congratulates Charles. I do my humble best, Charles says, gazing deeply into the king's eyes, in the tradition of the great Morian knights. This guy is too much, Link thinks. As the Hyrule court continues to greet Charles, the king turns to Zelda, stroking his white beard. Your new friend Charles is a fine young man. I was thinking, would it be premature to show him the Triforce? Zelda looks to her. Well, I know it's an honor usually saved for prudent friends of Hyrule, the king cuts in. He looks at Charles twirling a baby in the air. All right. Baby tossing. Air shooting, baby tossing. Hyrule is awesome. But Charles is surely our dear friend, even though we do not know him well. But our enemy Ganon has the Triforce of Power, Zelda says. If we lose our Triforce of Wisdom, Ganon would be that much closer to ruling us all. The king is shocked. Surely, he says, you don't suggest that Charles is linked to Ganon? What an idea! He beckons to Sir Charles. To cement the new bond between our kingdoms, we'd like to show you something we call the Triforce of Wisdom. Father, Zelda begins. Sir Charles looks into Zelda's eyes, then bows to the king. I am honored. I'd very much like to see your Triforce. Link. Link, who is listening nearby, turns to Impa in an outrage. The Triforce, he blurts. Impa grabs his arm. If you act rashly, you might ruin your own cause. Here, she presses a crumpled piece of paper in his hand. Let this guide your actions. Link stares at the one-word message on the paper. It's written in ancient Hyrulean number letter code. What does it say? He asks Impa. She shrugs. I don't know. I never could read that code stuff.
Oh, no.
But I have a feeling it's good advice. If only I'd spent more time in code class, Link laments. I hope I can translate this correctly. Here it goes. All right. To solve this puzzle, solve this puzzle to see what advice the piece of paper holds for Link. It says donate now, doesn't it?
I should have edited it.
Yeah, you should have. That'd be great. In the ancient... Perfect. All right, so in the ancient Hyrulean number letter code, each letter of the alphabet has a number that matches it. A equals 0, B equals 1, and so forth, also known as like what, Caesar shift? But hey, Hyrule, cool. But in old Hyrule, the number system was in base 2. Oh, mind blown. Okay. That means the numbers in the message are base 2 numbers that match the Hyrulean alphabet. Below are the translation rules that Link remembers. Fill in the missing letters and decode the message.
Binary.
And chat.
Oh, that? Very good memory.
All right, and chat, for your options, donate and let us know if you think the message tells Link to act forthwith, or if you think the message tells Link to forestall acting. So either go ahead or don't do anything. So your choice, please let us know in the donation message.
I have to fill in the binary code.
All right, you do that. I'm trusting you to help us get through this.
As I forget all my binary. The 8, 9, 10.
Oh, here, would you like that actually?
No, I'm filling in the, yeah.
Oh,
I have to fill the rest of the
oh,
binary
okay.
so then I can decode the message.
Again, that's why I read the book.
Again, that's why you read
Yes.
the book.
And how are you doing? Good? Whiteboard looks good. We'll hopefully give you something to draw soon. Be sure to drink your Ovaltine. That would be good as well. Thank you.
1, 1, 0. 1, 1, 1, 1. 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. 1, 0, 0, 1, 0. 1, 0, 0. 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0. And then...
Watch your language, man. That was rude.
Alright, so 1, 0, 0, 1, 0. 1, 0, 0, 1, 0 is S. 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. 1, 0, 0, 1 is T. 1, 0, 1, 1 is L. 1, 0, 0 is E. 1, 0, 1 is F. 1, 1, 1, 0 is O. 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. One zero one one. Where's my 1 0 1 1? 1 0 1 is L. So I hit ST. Do I have to do anything with?
Fill in missing letters and decode the message. So yeah, I guess Lindsay has it right as forestall. I was like, stale 4 is not a word. How's your binary? But awesome, good teamwork.
Forestall.
All right,
What's
so
that
it says
mean?
forestall. So that's
No, it says donate now.
that was the advice the piece of paper holds for Link.
Okay.
However,
What's the choice?
you either act forthwith or you forestall.
We got 777 from
Arm, leg, hand.
Arglehan. Okay.
Arm, leg, hand.
Arm like I see. Then they put the pronunciation. Okay, thank you.
That's
Okay. Baby tossing confirmed for next Zelda game. Also, forestall. I guess never was any good at these books.
Okay, fantastic. Forestall is the option.
Thank you for your donation.
Yes, thank you so much for helping us. All right, forestall means wait, Link says. Though, frankly, patience has never been one of your virtues, Impa counsels him. He sighs. So I've been told. I just hope I won't be sorry for keeping quiet. Impa beckons. Follow me, Link. In a hidden corner of the banquet hall, Impa shoves a clock into Link's hands. It's a small, gold and ordinary looking, with black numerals and a knob sticking out of the top. Take this, she says. You might need it. Well, what does it do? Link wants to know. No time to explain, Impa says. Now hurry to the Triforce room and keep your head screwed on straight. Any clue may help us find out what Charles is really up to. Link now has a clock.
With a knob sticking out the top.
With a knob sticking out of the top.
How do I draw that?
I think I can stuff that. Should like a circle with
Why is there
like
suddenly no
top
time to
things on
explain
it.
anything?
Right?
Circle with the circle.
All right, so while she draws a clock, I will be turning to page 77 to
And it's
continue.
like numbers.
No.
You want to do the binary for me next
Very
time?
insightful. Fantastic, that works. All right, so the king leads Charles and Zelda out of the banquet hall. Link follows discreetly, trying to act natural. The king hurries up a spiral staircase, walks down a long corridor, turns through a thick oak door, goes left, then heads down another staircase. Finally, he stops at an ornate brass door. "Here we are," he announces. Link stands in the shadows, frowning. The king opens the door. A brilliant beam of light pierces through the gloomy hallway. "Come in," the king urges. The Triforce room is stunning. The walls are coated with glittering gems, diamonds, emeralds, and jade, all set in elaborate designs. The floor is pure white marble. A golden chandelier hangs from the ceiling. "Wow," Charles gasps. The king turns to the Triforce. The milky white triangle sits under a glass dome. Dazzling rays of light fly off it and dance on the ceiling. "The Triforce of Wisdom," the king says. Charles reverently steps forward. "There are 3 Triforces, all pieces of the one original Triforce," Zelda explains. "The Triforce of Power is in the clutches of the evil wizard Ganon, and they say that the Triforce of Courage is buried deep in Link's heart. If this Triforce were to fall into the wrong hands," the king joins in. He shakes his head. "Ruination for Hyrule." "My goodness," Charles says. "You can be sure I'll fight to the death to protect the Triforce. I take a Morian oath." "Wonderful. I hereby dub you a Knight of the Triforce," the king says. Link shudders. Patience is a virtue, but how far does it go? All right, so page 79. Good, you're good? Okay, cool. We need to solve the puzzle to help Link decide what to do. There are false Triforce rooms located in North Castle, as well as the true Triforce room, where the Triforce of Wisdom is hidden. The path from the throne room to the true Triforce room passes over exactly 10 diamonds. The king has led his party to one of the rooms on the map below. If one of the 4 rooms is the true Triforce room, Link decides to keep quiet. If all 4 rooms are false Triforce rooms, he decides to say something to the king. So no matter the outcome of this puzzle that Knight is going to do, chat, you get to decide. Should Link say something to the king now, or do you think Link should stay quiet?
Okay. So I gotta go do all 4 ways.
Yeah, let's see.
Okay, I'm starting. Keep count for me. I'm going south. I hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Oh, that's a false one.
It's 11.
All right.
And now let's go this way. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay.
And then that's where we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Went the wrong way. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
All right.
And the last way. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That page.
Hold on. 1.
Cheater.
Hey. Oh. I can go this way, or I can go. So how many do we need? Is the correct?
10 is correct.
10 is correct.
Okay, so
Exactly
I currently
10.
have 1, 2, 3, 4, and this path over here is 1, 2, 3, 7. So we have a path that is 1, 2, oh.
You're
8,
mathing
9,
too hard.
10, or 8, 9, 10.
Okay.
We have 2 different ways with this one.
But either way, it's correct.
Either way is
way is
correct. So
correct.
we do have the correct choice that we should make, but we're leaving it up to chat.
Okay, well I will come back and check our donation.
So we got 2 donations in. One from Scott Waffles. Scott Waffles. Hello, Darren. Woke up and ready for another good day. More donations. Hi, Lindsay. We have 1010 from Silent Ties that says,
Oh.
and then we have Nick Away say $1. Call Charles out on his BS.
Call Charles out. All right, fantastic. Let's go to page 98. All right, Link explodes. Your Majesty, with all due respect, have you lost your mind? He cries. We've only known this guy for 1 day. I don't like. The king wheels around. Link, at this point, I don't particularly care what you like. I'm fed up with your petty outbursts. Outbursts, Link says. What do we really know about Charles? Nothing, and enough, the king thunders. Link, I don't know what's gotten into you. The boy's just restless, Charles says helpfully. He needs to work off steam. There's an idea, the king cries. A little hard work will knock some sense into him. Link, I hereby make you my new tax collector. You leave for Saria Town first thing in the morning. Turn to page 111.
Link does his taxes.
Is that the sequel now? All right.
We didn't have that as a job that he'd take.
Link sighs. All right, he says reluctantly. I'll go to Saria. The next morning, he saddles his horse, Cloud, and rides out. His path leads south through the Medoro Swamp, site of his most hair-raising adventures in the past. As they near the swamp and damp ground, sucks at Cloud's hooves, Link begins to wonder if he should take this route. Medoro Swamp is thick with moblin, octoroks, gorillas, and other evil creatures. Ordinarily, he wouldn't mind the risk, but now he's on a mission. He says, maybe I should bypass the swamp and go west, to Rudo Town. Of course, there's still Moru Swamp to the south of Rudo, but that's safer than Medoro. On the other hand, he frowns, the detour will take more time. I want to finish this mission and get back to North Castle as soon as I can. What should I do? Link lets Cloud graze while he tries to decide what to do. His eyes wander to a nearby rock outcropping, then widen as they take in an odd mark in the weathered stone. A traveler's advisory, he says. It must have been put there by one of the nomadic wise men of Hyrule. I'll know more. I'll know if it gives me good advice if I can only remember how to read it. How does that old rhyme go? Trace the path single and head towards the setting sun. Trace the path double and the south is much more fun. Solve this puzzle to help Link decide which way to go.
So here's our puzzle.
All right. So, can you trace all the lines in the figure in a single stroke without taking your finger off of the page or marker? I just want to make sure we got the rules set because you're a cheater. All right. If you think it can be done, then send Link toward Rudo Town. If you don't think it can be done, send Link towards Medoro Swamp. So, chat. Do we go to Medoro Swamp or we go to Rudo Detour?
So can you think it can be done? Okay. So I can after one stroke.
One stroke. You can do the whole thing in one stroke, then.
And I'm assuming it's no crossing a previous line.
I don't think so. No.
But like if I go like here, 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 or
right.
here, 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 I could go back to this point and go a different direction.
I think you'll be stopped because you can't cross the line. It says.
It can be done.
The general way that this sort of thing works is you can't take any edge more than once, but you can go through a point multiple times, including if it is in weird combinations.
So I could do, and that's valid.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So let me. So the point is to trace what? Every edge?
No, you
Or
can
every
trace
point?
trace all the lines of the figure with a single stroke. So, however the strategy you want to take for that is. Yes. And we were almost finished, it looks like, potentially. We'll see. So do we have any donations come in to let them know to go to the swamp or the detour? No?
No.
It can be done.
Organics, please come do it.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. There's now a duel.
Give me a
Great.
pen.
Please do it.
This
You
is
didn't start at the right
basic
spot.
math. Yeah,
Oh, of course I
start
know.
another trick.
Oh.
The trick is count the number of edges going out
Okay.
to each point.
First try.
If it's odd, it has to be started at.
You have to start and finish on anything with an odd number.
That's right.
And if there's more than 2 with an odd number, it's impossible.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Well, oh.
Graph theory. Let's go.
Oh. Yeah.
See,
Oh, I thought you were asking me the question at the top of the card.
got it.
What sheet's got to do with this? Is this the new Sheets logo?
All right. So, do we have a donation at all? If not, we do. Okay, perfect.
We have a couple. We had Even Numbers Matter from Tabas Hunter. We had Chiplank. Lindsay, glad you made it. Keep up good work, people. And Dollar from Nickaway. You can do the puzzle so Rudo Town makes sense. But go to the swamp.
Go to the swamp. It is. All right.
I like you.
All right. So, page 54. No time for detours, Link thinks as he spurs Cloud into the Medora swamp. He gobbles quickly down a murky trail. Tall, gnarled trees grow on either side. Long vines hang down and whip across his face. The only sound is the drumming of Cloud's hooves. No moblin here, Link thinks. Crack! Smash! A giant tree falls in front of the path. Cloud skids to a halt just as Link sees the flash of red moblin eyes in the forest. In seconds, he is surrounded by a pack of hideous beasts. Their wet tongues hang out of their mouths. Yum, growls the biggest moblin. If Link has the golden whistle, turn to page 40. Do we have a golden whistle?
No.
No, okay, so we get to go to page 15. Link pats his pockets. Nothing there, he mutters. The big goblin lurches closer. Looking for something? Flea spray, Link says defiantly. At that, the moblin rushes at him. Link sees one chance, a low-hanging branch. If he can only grab it and swing over to the other side of the pack. There's not a moment to lose. A moblin is grabbing at his foot. Link reaches up, but the branch snaps off under his weight and Link crashes to the forest, smack in the middle of the horde of moblin. Well, well, the big one says, lapping his tongue hungrily over his lips. Look who's dropped in for dinner. Game over. So, with the points that we have scored throughout this whole journey as a tax collector, baby tossing, arrow shooting, peoples, we got 400 points, which allows us to be the apprentice adventurer based off of a score from 0 to 800. So, congratulations, chat. We are average. Thank you for playing the Shadow Prince with us. I hope you had a good time and enjoy whatever comes next. I don't know the schedule.
It's about right.
Hello. I think they're back on camera.
Good. What? Filter out. I need to get him. We're on camera? Hey, quick. Hello. Welcome to Zeldathon. Hey, just so y'all are aware, we've reached the point where Twitch will kick us offline because we've been live too long. So we're going to go to the transition screen. We're going to start playing some cool music on Foobar. That's me helping the tech desk know what to do. You'll probably hear the music for a solid 10 seconds or so. Then we're going to go offline. Don't go anywhere. Give us like 30 seconds. The stream will come back up, back with the music. And then we have a special little event right before we get into Oracle of Ages, all right? Yeah, special. So we'll be back in just a few minutes. I wouldn't use any of those words to describe what I'm about to do.